right, Grant. Pre-show shenanigans. So I know we were talking about this, and I'm sure many of you guys listening or watching are familiar. And if you're not, well, it's going to be a better use of
Oh
your
no, no,
time
no.
to go and look
Everyone
it up.
everyone is familiar. I was
Okay.
scrolling
So,
through
well, not
Twitter.
maybe not familiar with the name,
These
but
tweets have 500,000 likes.
yeah.
Okay,
So
everyone has seen it.
everybody's seen the video of it's the guy wakes up at 3 a.m. in the morning, does just all this stuff. He jumps in the pool and levitates for 4 minutes in the air.
That is my
Uh,
favorite.
he
That
you
is
know
my
he's got
favorite
the
thing.
ice, he's got the banana peel that he
Whoa, whoa,
rubs on
whoa,
the
whoa!
side of
It's
his
not. It's
face.
not just water. It's specifically Saratoga
Which,
sparkling mineral
by the
water.
way, their like stock has
Sparkling.
gone through the roof since the videos came out.
I mean,
Came out, resurfaced.
if you want free clout
Yeah,
on
the
the
only
Snapchat
downside,
story, just go to your Gelsons, just throw 12
get
of them in the cart. You
Saratoga.
don't actually need to buy them. Just throw the
Yeah,
Saratogas in the cart,
the best
Snapchat,
part of
and
it is
bananas.
Saratoga has not like made like posted anything in reference to it. They've just like
I
their
feel
social
like
media team didn't do
if I
anything.
think I think if I was Saratogas, it's like a luxury water. They're
So
trying to surpass Fiji. All right, for
yeah,
Saratoga,
and
Fiji's
San
famous
Pellegrino
for.
too. They're
Oh,
trying to
oh,
get past the Pellegrinos.
they're way above Pellegrino right now.
Really?
Yeah,
Right now?
in
All right.
terms of the status of like we're high end
Well,
water guys, it's
okay.
water. But okay, keep going.
Well,
Sorry.
Off the water talk,
We're
even though it's
gonna,
the Water
yeah, I
Boy
mean, I want to
podcast.
spend
That
a
is
lot of time on
that
Saratoga. We could do a whole
that is
pod
part
on
of Saratoga
Saratoga.
water.
So,
Goodness. This is the best part of it, Grant. There's two parts to this. One, what if I told you? So that guy's name is Ashton Hall. All right. What if I told you he has a huddle, Grant? And what if I told you he also played at Alcorn State? I watched this huddle tape. There is a reason why he played at Alcorn State. Although I will say, it was kind of cool to watch. Like he wasn't that bad. He wasn't that bad as a running back. Although he is 5'5". Small problem.
a little Deuce
The
Vaughn, a little Tariq
yeah
Cohen.
the next best wrinkle in this. So I found that I was like,
And
okay,
I don't mean to say like a little Tariq Cohen, as in like little. I meant, like a damn
yeah,
it.
no,
Yeah, that's a short joke too. You get what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah, I get what you're saying. I know what you're saying. But Grant, the better wrinkle in all of this is obviously these posts have been like, I don't know how you would pose it, just like
Wait, I'm sorry.
trying.
I'm so sorry. I just digested. He's 5'5"?
He's
Still?
5'5".
Still.
I believe
Now
so.
this is short king energy right here. This explains a lot of this. That he doesn't
But
read the comments. There's no way.
well, let me get to the next
Well,
best
these
part
aren't
of
even
this.
from his account.
This
These are
is how
being
I know
reposted.
he's 5'5", by the way. So obviously
You have his
the
huddle.
videos. No, I do have his huddle. I do have his huddle. I will send it to you right
What
now.
is his name? Yeah, yeah. Send
Let
in
me
this
send it to you right now.
chat. So I can.
Class of 2013. But
Oh God. You see, this is what
but
we're. This is why this podcast exists. We might need to wipe out anything we're gonna say afterwards. Whole wow, wow.
But Grant, so obviously these videos are like, I would say, luxury living. Like he's trying to just promote like his lifestyle, like bougie lifestyle, luxury lifestyle kind of vibe, right? Like, oh, do this, kind of like have a good lifestyle kind of thing, right? I don't know how else you pose it, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
it's a luxury. Yeah. So Grant, the reason why I know he's 5'5" is because apparently he has a notice for eviction from the apartment that he posted that video in. And on said eviction,
Oh goodness. All right,
it says
I
he's
got
5'5".
I got the highlight tape up. Yeah, he is 5'5". Wait. I just saw the first play. It's a long touchdown. Now okay, wait, I gotta do some deep diving. At the very end of this play, Everett, he goes up. He's celebrating with what appears to be a lineman, considering this guy's stocky, stout nature. It could be a fullback. It could be a fullback, but I'm gonna guess this is their right guard, left guard. I'm gonna guess it's the left guard. And when they're celebrating, Everett, Mr. Ashton Hall is taller than his teammates. He might have tall, short king energy because he is short, but he grew up around a ton of other short guys as well.
Other short people.
Therefore,
Well, hey, I don't know. I don't know
go
what
as
his
Short
height.
King.
I don't know what his height is listed on Huddle. Apparently, on Alcorn State side, it was listed at like 5'10", but the legal document for eviction stated 5'5". So, and I'm going to assume that the eviction notice is not incorrect.
All right, I'm on to the second highlight of his great contact balance. All right, we're going to start there. Makes sense. Low center of gravity, being 5'5". He's also still stocky in this mixtape. All right, so at the time, he definitely. If you were to tell me that he was 5'5", buck 85 in this highlight tab, I'd be like, I'll take it. You know what? It's probably under that, but I'll take 185 right now. It probably isn't, but great contact balance. All right. Just I gotta give credit where credit's due. All right. You know, if he was awful, now this is a highlight tape. So I may
True. I might have to go back and find
Everett.
Yeah.
I may need to like contact some people, but I may need to review a full, not just one game. I need to see a stretch. I need to see the heart of the season. Okay. I need to see week 3 of September to week 1 October. Let me see those 3 games. Let me see those 3. I'll learn a lot in that heart of the season. I'll learn a lot about him.
Now, this tape is 13 years old. So
that's fine. That's fine.
Have fun finding that. The Water Boys find a way, though. The Water Boys find a way.
Considering how big this guy is, I don't think it'll be hard. I bet it's probably out there on Twitter right now if you looked hard enough. A full game of his, I bet.
Maybe. Hey, I found his Huddle tape. I found a Huddle tape and an eviction notice. So
I mean, hey.
Something's gonna be out there.
Let me just say this though. For a story like this, to just go diving, to just toss your bait in the water like that, and you come up with 2 fish.
Was the fish also floating for 4 minutes before it came up?
Yeah, no, levitating in the air.
Levitating in the air 4 minutes.
That's excellent right there. That's just.
Do you think when he did it, like he accidentally messed up the editing, or he was just like, oh, this would be funny if I was just floating for 4 minutes?
I don't think anything he does is intentionally funny. I think by nature of him being so serious, it is hilarious.
It's funny.
But I'm also not entirely sure, because all of these are reposts I see.
Yeah, from a while ago.
I need to find his original account and see if he's still putting them out now. Because if he's still pumping them out right now,
he is getting evicted, Grant. So I don't know if he can.
Yeah, he probably has bigger fish to fry right now.
That eviction notice was from like the 13th, apparently. So
okay, 11 days. You know, depending on the state. Enforced within those time frame or not.
I don't know what Florida's policy is, but
well, they're their own country, so I have no idea how their rules work. So,
fair, very fair, very fair. But
there's a lot of potential here. I do. This is not going to be the last time we are talking about this man.
Speaking of which, I have one right here that he just posted.
Oh no.
He is saying that he is not happy about the people making copies of his videos that you see, like all the
Does he mean
copycats coming
people
out.
Reposting or like
No,
filming
he means the
themselves?
people literally filming themselves doing the same kind of routine.
Because
I have seen those other ones too. Yeah.
They're pretty funny. I mean, it's tough to beat the original though, but he should be mad at that at all. Why? That's free marketing.
What is it? What's it?
If people were reposting,
flattering. What is it?
Yeah. Impression.
Impression. I think is what. Yeah.
You know the saying.
Yeah. You guys get it.
I mean, don't be mad at people jumping on the trend. If you just started a trend, you should be so hyped because you just hit gold. You just started a trend.
What I will say, it's really hard. And on top of it, if you do it well enough, you will be the only one that can do it. I.e. Off-season wish list. Thank you very much, everybody.
That is our
Rizzler. Trend. We're the only people that can. Well, that's true. That's
I can't say the Costco guys because not Big Justice and AJ. No. They've phased out. The Rizzler though,
still omnipresent.
One of the greatest characters in the history of American popular media we've ever seen. I'd say he's up there with like Nardwar and Just some of the all-time legends we've had. Them too, Chuck Norris. Just some of the all-time greats we have in American popular media.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I
Chocolate Rain. I mean, come on,
don't get me started on Chocolate Rain. Legendary.
I'm just.
Do we
just
count
bringing
Matthew
up
McConaughey, but just Lincoln commercial Matthew McConaughey?
That, and also specifically, all right. You don't say anything else. You don't say anything else.
Well, no, that or the start of Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. little detour.
Yeah. No, yeah, great stuff right there.
Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, without further ado, that might have been half the episode right there. But what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Water Boy Podcast. Today is episode 301, and it is an official area code. Everett, let me look that up right now live.
Yeah, fact check.
Area code 301 serves the western and central parts of Maryland, including cities like Germantown, Silver Spring, Frederick, Rockville, and Bethesda. In honor of those cities, Frederick, let me just spend this time to say I love Frederick Charles Freeman. His Grand Slam was excellent. I will never forget it. I've accepted that is the greatest sports moment I'll ever have in my life. It's really, really tough to beat a walk-off World Series Grand Slam. The only way it could be topped is if it was in Game 7 and if the Dodgers were also down by 3 runs. That's the only way, though.
Yeah.
That's the only way. But yeah, shout out western and central parts of Maryland.
I saw something the other day, and it was like, I think somebody was saying like you can't top the NFL in like pure like moments, like individual moments. Like they were showing, it was a video of the Minneapolis Miracle, and it was like the walk-off feeling, and somebody was like, well, no. And who was the Blue Jays guy that hit the home run, paused for a second, threw the bat?
Jose Bautista.
So they were like, no. Like the MLB has got it, but I didn't see any clips of Freddie Freeman from the World Series. I'm like, if you're gonna post a single clip demonstrating the MLB has superior walk-off moments, you're putting Freddie's clip as
you
the
could
first
even put
one.
Like last year, Adolis Garcia hit like a 3-run walk-off home run. You know, that's the next closest thing to a walk-off Grand Slam in the World Series. It's a 3-run
like that is the big
home run.
That's walk. Like, if you want to put up moments, it is. I don't know. Where would you rank? Would you say walk-off touchdown or walk-off home run?
Okay, but March Madness buzzer beater. Where
on the court
rank?
How many points down? We're talking like Jalen Suggs, just
yes. They could be down by 1, but if you miss that shot, you lose. You make it, you win. I think that has to be 1 because it's happened so quick.
It depends. I think it depends. Fast. I think it depends on when, though. Like, if we're talking World Series is the ultimate.
Okay, the Villanova walk-off versus Freddie Freeman Grand Slam.
Well, here's my point. We are like March Madness obviously is a playoff thing, right? But like think about where in March, if it's like the first round walk-off, like
yeah. And if it's SF like Austin 14 seed, who cares?
But if it's like we're in the Final Four,
I'm a sicko,
but we're in the Final Four and it's Gonzaga UCLA. Okay, it's a little different. But it's
World
the same thing.
Series walk-off. It's
World Series, but also like Minneapolis Miracle, divisional round in the NFL. Like there's only 2 more rounds left.
Okay, I got
one more round left.
Modifier to this. Let's now extend this to those 3 moments. A walk-off touchdown / walk-off drive. Drive can be included in that.
I think it matters the fashion in which it's done. Like Hail Mary, like Buffalo 6-7 right. What was it? Buffalo right 7 heaven. Minneapolis Miracle play. Which is like it's a Hail Mary play, like, same deal. So we're talking the Hail Mary, Grand Slam, or half court buzzer beater, because that's the only ultimate. Like it has to be.
If I'm gonna be honest,
ultimate.
I think Hail Mary's my last because so often it ends in just batted down nothing.
Well,
You
so
know,
do
we
half
don't.
court shots. We're saying that we're
I know,
saying
I
the
know.
play itself.
I
Grand
just
slams don't happen. You
feel
can't do it that way. That's
true,
that.
true. I
If
just
you were saying
feel
if you're
though
saying
as
Hail
if
Marys are batted down so often, then it should give an even more credit when it's caught for a touchdown.
no, I just factored in my head like, what am I? The play's about to begin. You know, hindsight's 2020. That changes things. But I'm thinking, what am I most excited to see? Like a potential walk off like hit, grand slam, home run, a buzzer beater, or like a like football's so weird though, because like the game winning touchdowns usually
Here's
not the
my other
last
thing.
play. You get what I'm saying? Like
In baseball, it's a minute. Like obviously everything football is plays, basketball is just continuous.
I'm going with the buzzer beater one.
Baseball is in a minute thing, but when that play is going on, while the football play is going on, your heart just adrenaline surges. And I know you could say the same thing in basketball, but like when you have 0.2 seconds left and they're going to heave the ball, like they can't get it to half court. They're going to heave it, right? You don't necessarily expect it to go in, but you see it getting close to the net and it's like, holy fuck, this might go in. Then you're like, okay, all right. Then it might take it. But then if it hits the rim and just bounces off, then I don't know.
A fan, you're on defense and you're watching it potentially happen to your team. Of all three, without doubt, the number one most I cannot breathe. My heart is beating so fast is baseball. When
really,
you're watching your team
NFL
on
Hail
defense in baseball and its bases. Now I'm scarred by the Dodgers, or I am scarred by this team for the past decade. But nothing makes me more stressed than when I'm watching my team on the verge of nothing makes me more stressed.
No, I will say
watching
the last 4 innings of the last game of the World Series was taking years off of my life. I think I just discovered
something. Ironically, by nature of the sports and how it works, the highest likelihood of a walk-off of those three is baseball, despite on average baseball having the lowest,
depending on the
percentage. Batter. Of course, of course, but even regardless, like the worst hitter. Worst hitter.
Also, maybe let's think about it this way. Maybe it depends on
probably
the
has like
level.
A 230 batting
let's think about let's think of the level of like championship, like of the championship, right? Like let's say this is a walk-off, like Hail Mary in the Super Bowl versus a walk-off grand slam in the World Series.
If my team is about to attempt a Hail Mary to walk off and win the game, I'm not expecting it to convert. If you are, wow, I want to learn about your brain. Anyone out there who expects to convert a Hail Mary, I need to learn more about you. But
well, okay, would you say, is it like, is there more pressure if you get to like 50-yard line to win? Like we're talking field goal, like you're kicking a deep field goal to walk off.
I don't think I've ever had a good field goal memory in my life as a football fan. So
well, don't talk to me about field goals. That's why I'm asking.
No, yeah,
we can talk about field goals for
both
days,
of us.
I'm the wrong person to compare. I'm the wrong person to compare field goal luck to.
We're removing that from the selection criteria. Nope, there's no field goals involved. Don't like it. Never.
But
it's probably really lit if you're like, a fan of a good team. But shit,
But let's just think of it like the play is going, like you're going to get the touchdown on the helmet. Like obviously you don't know, but like let's say the play goes through.
What would get me the most hyped?
Right. That's the greater question. A half court buzzer beater.
It would have to be the Hail Mary.
So I think it's a weird.
There's no way it's going to happen in your mind because of that.
So I think it's a weird scale because like if it does happen, the Hail Mary is the best moment. But because it's so rare to happen,
factored into the Hail Mary is right before you're just like, oh my, like if we have to set up for a Hail Mary to win, in my head I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, look at all the things that just went wrong. Like we shouldn't even be in this position. You just gave me flashbacks to the last play of Michigan, Ohio State this year. It's like a 4th and 10 on Ohio State's own 18. I think Michigan's only up 3 points. Like in theory, you could Hail Mary win it, but at that point I was just MFing Ohio State. I'm just like, I hate all of them.
If you count the Minneapolis Miracle, I think I can personally really remember like 2 Hail Mary touchdowns the Vikings have had. It is Minneapolis Miracle, and then we had one to end like the first half.
I can remember one Ohio State Hail Mary Braxton Miller's freshman year walk. Like that's the one I really remember. But the other thing is that year Ohio State was so shit. That was Luke Fickell interim year. They had 6 wins. So I wasn't even hyped for that game because Ohio State's like 3-4.
Yeah, no, I understand. But I think overall, I think Hail Mary probably is like
it would have to be the most exhilarating to watch.
Like also even then, like when the ball's in the air, you are holding your breath.
Oh yeah,
like
no,
there's
your heart drops.
There's
everyone shuts up. Everyone shuts up.
And I
Ball's
mean,
in the air.
Just
like going
the Commanders
in a tunnel
Bears
as a kid
Hail Mary
car,
this year.
You got to hold your breath.
No, literally. Like I still like in the playoffs too. Like there, I never feel like I'm out of a playoff game. And if it's Hail Mary, like I am the diehard fan that'll be like, all right, time to get the Hail Mary, and I'll hold my breath,
expecting it. You're like, dude, we're about to win. You're like already celebrating, popping champagne.
No. That is not
those
people.
True. Those are the people weird. I need to find out. I need to learn about you. Do a little study.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll get a little test group, learn a bit about you, your ins and outs, because you're different. You're built different, and that's what we need at The Ohio State University.
Yeah, I don't know about all
outside the box, proactive thinkers. All right.
Goodness.
But
yeah.
It's episode 301. Opening weekend of March Madness has wrapped. Opening day is later this week. Longest intro in the history of the show.
Is that part of the intro? Did you not?
Well, I mean, in theory, I never got it off. So, longest intro in the history of the show. Yeah. But this can go any direction right now.
Yeah, we are kind of in a gray period right now. Well, I mean,
it was great seeing a buzzer beater yesterday. It was exhilarating. I haven't seen in a while, but when it's a layup, it doesn't hit the same.
No, it's got to be a 3-pointer or a half court.
It does. And because here's also
the thing. If you manage to lose on a game-winning layup, that's on you, dude. Your defense sucks.
No, yeah,
your
defense bad.
Sucks. Yeah. That is squarely on you, awful. Letting them come and do a layup. That is
Maryland
on
had
you,
like
dude.
4.5 seconds on the clock. He caught the ball top of the key and just drove immediately. Like, dude, that's awful. Dude, shuffle your feet, dog. Like, what are you doing?
If it's a half court shot, like there's no your hand's not in
like
their face.
Damian Lillard over Paul George. Hey, it was a bad shot. No, it went in and it was lit. It was Dame time. We all know it. But objectively speaking, from the Thunder POV, you want that to be
you
shot.
do. If or Kawhi shot on the Raptors too, like bad shot,
crazy,
bad shot selection. Crazy. But like the point is,
catches the ball top of the key, sprints to the corner, chucks it up.
He took a fadeaway third on a third on a 3 or a half court. Like at least in a 3, like if your hand is in their face, like if your hand is not in the dude's face on a 3-point attempt to win the game,
little face guard at men.
You shouldn't be there.
If you get your ankle snapped like Kemba Walker did, boy, you garbage.
You can't do Kemba like that on March Madness season.
No, I'm saying Kemba snapping the dude's ankles to hit.
I thought you meant like NBA playoff, like Kemba got.
No. This is March. We do not discuss Kemba's NBA career in March, Everett. Okay, Kemba Walker, as far as I'm concerned, in the month of March, he was just a UConn basketball player. That's all. It's the only thing I heard about him. But if I forget who UConn hit that on. For some reason, I'm thinking it's Butler. It wasn't Butler because Butler was in the championship.
Is it Xavier?
It is Xavier. It was Xavier. Now, if you're an Xavier fan, after that, Kemba snaps your dude's ankles and hits it. You're not sad. You're just really disappointed, upset, and just, wow. We really just got our ankles broke like that.
Maybe it's more of a modern day thing where your team loses and your head coach immediately leaves for a bigger school.
God, you just unlocked a memory for me. Ohio State Dayton in 2014. Aaron Craft last second has a layup buzzer beater to win, leaves it just a bit short. Dayton wins.
Now that
I've never been on the good. I've never ever been on good side of buzzer beaters. for basketball. Never.
I'm trying to
I
think.
get scorched always on them. Absolutely scorched.
I'm trying to think if I've ever been on
the only one I can really remember is Evan Turner against Michigan. He had half court, like 3/4 shot. That was like a "Do you believe in miracles" moment for me. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like if you're a guy and you either leave the layup short or you get your ankle snapped and they hit a buzzer beater on you and then your coach leaves for another school. Oh. Yeah, buddy, you're not getting the transfer portal invite. You're not getting the transfer portal invite.
We're done, son.
And the next coach that comes in is not letting you get playing time after that appearance.
No, but while we're just on general topic of March Madness, I hate to say it, but is this the worst March Madness in like years? I mean, this is the first time since I believe 2007 that no 11 or higher seeds made it to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I think by pure thrill factor, yeah, I would say overall. And I think it was one of those things where it's like, okay, we had a couple.
I also don't think collectively these tournament challenge bracket groups have ever been this good ever, because it's just been the favorites.
I also think that we've had a couple of times where like the games have been close and stuff, and like we had some thrill games like Michigan UC San Diego was really close. Mississippi Baylor very close.
Michigan in the next round.
Michigan the next round also very close. St. Mary's Vanderbilt very close.
Of course, Maryland just had their buzzer beater to win. So
right,
yeah, no.
So we've had close games, but also like we really haven't seen the underdog win those games. Is kind of the difference. I really
expected a 1 seed to be bounced.
Like I really
thought it was going to be Gonzaga. Oh boy,
is the quote unquote biggest upset really McNeese winning?
Kind of. In theory, it's Arkansas beating St. John's.
Oh, true. Yeah, true. But I was thinking just seed wise.
No, yeah. Like we've been so accustomed the past like 4 or 5 years a 1 or 2 seed getting bounced first round, because it's like happened every year pretty much for like the past 6 years.
That's why everybody loves March Madness.
It doesn't feel like
March Madness, and it doesn't feel as much. I'll put a finger up. Maybe it's on me because I have been working on a paper for the last week, so I didn't really watch any of the first round. So maybe it's my fault. Maybe if I was watching, we'd have some different games.
It's weird to say, but I actually don't think you really missed anything.
No, I know, but I'm saying if I really did watch it, maybe it was because I didn't watch it. Maybe if I did watch it, then we would have had some better games. But I mean, like we still have got like good basketball. Like every team for the most part left is
at least
pretty good.
From here on out, it's all great matchups. I was just taking a quick look at like the betting spreads. They're all tight lines.
I will say overall though, like I haven't really watched any of the women's tournament, but like the women's tournament apparently has been very like good. Like all the teams are really stacked. So, like obviously there's teams that are just going to blow them out, but we're about to get into like the side of the bracket where all the very good teams are about to play each other, and it's just going to be good games.
I was informed that my Ohio State Lady Buckeyes were absolutely screwed by the refs in their L.
Really?
So I want to stand up for my Lady Buckeyes. That was disgusting and gross by the officials, what they did to all those wonderful young women who represent the Ohio State. But I saw something the other day, and we certainly discussed this when it came up last year, but maybe glossed over it. But last year, the championship game for the women's did like 5 million more than the men's.
Was Caitlin Clark in that game, or was she in the round before?
I think she was in the last 2 national championships, but it was Caitlin Clark versus South Carolina. That just did more than the men's.
Well, I also think it's the Caitlin Clark effect.
Yeah, no, of course. I
think this year, I think if it is South Carolina and USC, I think that you could get a similar thing with Juju. So Juju Watkins, is that her last name, Watkins? Yeah. So if she ends up playing, like I could see that. Obviously, if
she is the best athlete at the University of Southern California. It's
Also,
not
I
even up
mean,
for debate.
if Paige Buchers is in it, maybe a little bit, but I feel like USC would probably get more numbers than UConn in the national championship for women's.
Maybe I have no idea. I feel like we've just been hearing about Paige Buchers forever. Like I remember when it was like a storyline that like she and Jalen Suggs, who was carrying Gonzaga to the ship, like were both from Minnesota together.
Yeah,
and it's like
yeah.
she's still in college. Like I thought.
Well, she did have an injury year, and women's is different. Where like,
oh yeah,
you don't go to the WNBA.
I just
right
thought
away.
though that like Caitlin, I feel like 4 years ago was all Paige Buchers. And then like Caitlin Clark was so good that it just shifted to her and Angel Reese.
She came off an injury, and I think instead of it being like the LSU tournament, like the title game,
Yeah.
I think it was the big year when Angel
enough
Reese
enough time on this. All right, okay. From here on out, it's very, very exciting matchups. The only underseeded team in here, quote, is Coach Cal Arkansas, and seeing what they did against St. John's, like they're frisky, like they're athletic, they're big, they're long, they can shoot well, they got a ton of freshmen. This is an X factor. These are my 2 X factors when it comes to March Madness. Number 1, do you have a tall European center who shoots threes? If you have that, major X factor mismatch potential. Major potential there. The second biggest X factor, you need a guard who has a no bullshit half-second memory, and they can go down the court, airball so bad, Everett. The entire stadium is screaming airball, and they get the ball next possession. Guess what? They do the exact same shot from the logo. That irrational confidence out of a guard is what you need. Those are the X factors. And Arkansas, they have, I believe, both. One of those Arkansas big men can shoot it a little bit. I was surprised, but they got young guys who are just, they do not care. They're like,
now I will say,
we need to go
them pulling Texas Tech as the next round, the game the next round. Like,
I think Texas Tech's a really, really good team. I had them.
They are very good,
but that's the team Arkansas can pick right now.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying out of all of the Sweet 16 teams, that's the one that you want. Like maybe otherwise you could say Maryland.
I would say after, honestly,
or BYU. BYU.
I was gonna
BYU's
say
hot,
easily BYU, but yeah, dude, BYU's been burning it the last 2 games. Like BYU Alabama is going to be a very fun basketball
now
game.
Whichever team plays them,
teams
they will get they're going to get smoked by Duke in the next round, but
they're going to you see Everett, that is what I'm looking for, because I don't care who wins BYU Alabama. Duke's covering the spread the next round. Okay. They're about to destroy
now what I will
say,
they're
sprinting the whole time.
I think we talked about a little bit.
Fast break.
The Auburn Michigan game, Grant.
Oh,
I have
like
no faith in whichever one of these teams wins. I have like no faith in the next round.
Okay, so real quick, Ole Miss, Michigan State. Who are you leaning?
Michigan State.
Okay, I think Ole Miss is going to do it. Ole Miss is hot, and Ole Miss, I forgot about this. Ole Miss's coach is Chris Beard. Now Chris Beard was head coach of Texas recently. He was fired for being an absolute asshole, awful human being. But in very classic Ole Miss fashion, they just went around and just hired him. They did not care at all. They just
that sounds about right.
So I forgot about Chris Beard, awful human, much better basketball coach than he is a human. I think he has what it takes to take down Izzo. This is my thing about Tom Izzo. Everyone says Izzo is March. This is a month. True, very true. He always goes on nice little runs. However, when I think Izzo March, whenever Izzo's a 2 seed, and I was also just thinking this the other day, I cannot remember the last time Michigan State was a 1 seed.
No, they're not.
Always a 2. Always a 2.
Or 2, 3, or 4.
But whenever Michigan State's a 2, they have a tendency to choke. They have a tendency to burn out.
No, bad. I mean, I think
when they're Ole Miss is going to get them
I think that when they're a worse seed, Michigan State tends to go
Yeah.
further. But
If Michigan State was a 7 seed, I'd love them against Ole Miss. But because
I
they're hyped up and they're the favorite, I think for some reason they don't perform when they have expectations.
I will say though, obviously, like I personally thought UNC was going to beat Ole Miss, so I'll put a finger up
Oh
there.
yeah, same. I picked that too.
But
Awful.
but UNC
so bad.
UNC didn't people were like didn't really deserve to be in the tournament, and also like they haven't been playing that great for most year.
Yeah, no.
Iowa State going into the last game, Iowa State did not look good.
Yeah, and their best player also got hurt recently.
Right.
But
so I don't necessarily give that much leverage to Ole Miss being a hot team or anything, because the teams they've been playing are, they're not really like indicative of how successful Ole Miss is going to be.
I like anyone who's like that last round, everyone was tested in my eyes. So, like all of these teams, like to just get to the second weekend, I'm giving them all credit.
Well, I would say maybe except for Purdue, but
Purdue's kind of skated by. I kind of like Purdue to knock off Houston right here.
You just don't like Houston, though. You've taken every outlet to get Houston out of the tournament.
I'm absolutely done with them, but it's that last game against Gonzaga like showed to me the cracks in Houston that I just reminded me, gave me flashbacks to the past 2 years. It's end of game situations and they just go cold. They all get the yips. I don't know how, but it's a team wide yips and it always hits in the last 5 minutes of the game. And I'm not saying it's going to be against Purdue, preferably, well, you want to get to the second round anyway, but like Tennessee, because they're also slow styled team, I think Houston could just get by Tennessee playing a bad game. Like, I think they could still beat Tennessee playing a bad game because they're so good on defense. But like Purdue, like they can burn it a little bit. They shoot the ball pretty well.
You know what? There's no chance that there's zero chance this could happen. But could you imagine if Arkansas and Kentucky played in the Natty? Coach Cal versus Kentucky. There's no way, but
there's no way. But if you
the next best thing,
I don't think it's crazy for Arkansas to make the Final Four, though.
I would say
I really don't.
The next best thing, Michigan State next round. If that's like the next best rivalry kind of matchup that we could get right now.
Well, we could also potentially get an Iron Bowl natty, Auburn, Alabama still.
Could. Very true.
And they're both, hey, this is, don't quote me on this. No confirmation. This might be the best season. Well, it is. SEC is so good. This is probably the best season ever for Auburn and Alabama together in basketball ever in program history. Maybe Alabama had a couple teams when like Barkley was there for a year. I doubt it. Maybe.
Couldn't tell you.
Know, but
no idea.
Zero clue. Absolutely no idea at all if Alabama even had a basketball team in the 80s. They honestly might not have. It could have just been all football down there.
I don't know, man. I mean, Bama is a football school, so
I will say, I'm that first round Auburn is just such bad vibes. As a guy who picked Auburn to win the national championship, such bad vibes. Last game it looked better. It was better against Creighton. Oh goodness, what?
I think I have to wait until we're done talking about college basketball before I bring this up.
We can move on. We can move. Yeah, I mean, we can wrap up in a bit.
Well, this is related to our pre-show, so
okay. We get back. All right, back on Ashton Hall.
I have his college stats from Rivals.
Give it to me.
6 rushing attempts, 8 rushing yards, 1.3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
5 games played.
All right, I just looked him up on alcornsports.com.
Is that it?
Alcorn State, their team website. He's listed 5'11", 201 on the website.
I said that at the beginning of the episode, but I said the eviction notice, the legal
Oh
document
yeah,
said
okay, no,
5-5.
yeah, we're going with the eviction. We're going with the eviction.
Yeah.
We are certainly going with the eviction, 100%.
Anyways, why don't we talk? We could wrap it with a little college football slash NFL conversation today. Grant, it was Miami's pro day today. And like every year, first of all, the starting quarterback, the number one or one of the top quarterback prospects, always catches the eyes. Ever since
Did
Josh
he do the
Allen,
Zach Wilson drill?
he did the Zach
You
Wilson
roll
drill.
out to the right, you throw it to the left. Oh,
he rolled out to the left and threw it to the right.
Ooh.
He spiced it up.
That might drop the stock. That's
He
not
did
what
like
the scouts
he did like
see.
a roundabout boot though and threw it.
They just want to see Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson equals NFL gold. We know that.
I think it had to have started with Josh Allen, right? I think it started with Josh Allen.
I specifically remember maybe this is the greatest PR marketing stunt in the history of sports, but Zach Wilson literally made himself the number 2 pick overnight. He's just like, I'm gonna be the number 2 pick, everyone. It's like, oh, all right, Zach, okay, go for it, champ. He just willed himself into being the number 2 pick. I still don't exactly know how it happened. But he was just no idea. I'm going number 2.
You're like, okay, sounds good.
That was the T-Law year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. No, yeah. He was just like, I'm going to. Everyone else is like, yeah, well, we know Brick's gonna take him at 2, but league wide, we're all good, right? We just dodged the landmine in the field.
Can you imagine you're at the combine, you're shaking hands on the gyms in a room, you're like, yeah, so what do you think about Zach? Was like, dude, that's my guy. That's gonna be my quarterback right now. And everybody's like, yeah, dude, sounds so he's gonna be your and in
that
quarterback
same sentence, Brick also says, yeah, studying for a vocab quiz too. It's like, oh wow, this is the state of the New York Jets.
Oh God. But even better than the Zach Wilson drill, Restrepo, Xavier Restrepo, Miami Hurricanes wide receiver, ran a 4.83 40 today, Grant. Now,
so okay.
Here's what I wanted to add in that.
So many things. So many questions.
Tristan Wirfs.
Oh no.
The tackle.
Oh, I know who Tristan Wirfs is. I know.
He's 6'5". He's 300 pounds.
Just give me his 40. Give it to me.
4.85, Grant.
Is he what? 315?
315, 340. I don't know what he was when he ran.
Let's say he's 330 for the sake of this. He's 330. Damn.
Yeah, I'm sorry. As an NFL wide receiver talent,
I would say something mean to Xavier Restrepo, but he was truly one of my favorite players to watch in college football last year. And this is not going to be dunking on him because I was stunned. I was appalled when I saw that. I saw that. I had to text you immediately.
Yeah, you did. I was very confused.
Oh my God. That officially kills his NFL career. I've never heard.
Well, you know who I know that
of a wide receiver
drafting wide receiver busts?
Dude, 4.83 is.
That guy is a Charger.
Oh, I hope Harbaugh hates his character. Please tell me he has character flaws, because if he answers all those questions correct, and he shows up to the if he shows up to the meeting with dumbbells, oh no, we're taking him round 2. Oh God, oh no.
Yeah, no,
pick 49 guy, Los Angeles Chargers, Xavier. Oh God,
he's got Chargers or Patriots written all over him.
Patriots. He's already washed, so Tennessee Titans. Let's just start him out there.
Just get him on
it
there
over with before
if you let me see a picture of him with the throwback Oilers uniform on that the Titans sometimes wear, the light red kind of baby blue jerseys that they have.
Yeah, I'm aware of the Oilers.
I can see that.
I can't pinpoint the thing exact. I can't pinpoint helmet, jersey, and pant color exact. I just can't. I don't have that, up there. don't have it up there like
well,
that.
maybe I'm thinking the Texans Oilers throwback more so than a Titans throwback.
I was like, I think Restrepo would look great in those Cardinals unis, but
Yeah, don't
483 is oh my god. What? Ooh, how? This is the question I had though. If Restrepo ran a 483 and he still had all those yards in the ACC, all those numbers. Okay, number one, Cam Ward might be a really, really good quarterback, Everett. That's number one. Okay. That's number one. Number two, did the ACC have the worst group of corners, nickels, secondary players in the history of a sport ever last season? How does anyone who runs a 483 put up those numbers? That's
also
that's
not
bad
in
on the
pads.
conference. Oh no, I know. Those are
speed.
And he's training for these. Like and remember, Prody numbers are supposed to be inflated. They're supposed to be better than what it actually is because your athletic trainer is testing it. So obviously he's giving. Like I remember the year like Olave Garrett at the combine was so off, but they were like, Chris Olave 4-1, not what the hell? No, what? No, it's like a 4-4-2. What? But like I think that year, like at the combine, they just said like, yeah, Olave 4-2-1. It's like, no, he didn't. They're like, no, yeah, that's what our team got. You can have your own number. Just literally click it like a full foot before they cross the line or something. Yeah,
you got
386 for Garrett Wilson. It's like what? Like,
God. So yeah, we now have a new fastest man alive. Actually,
no, but that's something we'll have to look into. If there's any like relatively big name ACC DBs projected to get drafted early, we're gonna have to. We're gonna
Virginia
have to cut the
Tech. Virginia Tech has one.
We're gonna have to see if they play Miami. We're gonna have to look into that because 483 is astonishing. That is eye opening. I've never heard of a wide receiver running that slow, and he's small. It's just how does that happen?
Yeah, I know. FSU. I know FSU has a corner. I know UNC has corner. I know Virginia Tech has corner. I know Virginia has a safety.
I would hope Virginia has two safeties on the team.
I'm talking about that. I know. I'm talking about that in the draft.
The way you were just saying that, though, I was just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe it didn't seem like it if they played against Miami.
Were against Xavier.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's astonishing though. He's officially dead though. NFL career over. Like I'd say that's so bad. Like,
well, you know what? He can always find a way. Make some money, find a career path.
Oh, sure.
And Saratoga Water, ice baths in the morning. Sounds like a very lucrative business.
She just go all in. Just hey, if you can't be a top wide receiver on earth, then be the number one Saratoga face water ice dunker in the morning.
Find a way to
don't
levitate
forget the cucumbers. Levitating for 5 minutes while you're about to dive in a pool that has a no diving sticker on the sign on the back. This guy's he does not care. He does not care.
Well, no, he does care. He's made it clear that he does care.
We found out
that he does care.
I can't believe he's upset that other people are making their own videos inspired by him, but he's not mad at the people like reposting his video and having like 50 million views. Dude, you know how much money you could have made if like it was just under your name? Whatever.
So much.
He's got misdirected anger here. That's not the people you want to be mad at.
Yeah.
There's nothing illegal with someone like copying something you did in a video.
Yeah, somehow that became more.
There's no copyright over Saratoga.
Somehow that became like the bigger thing over the weekend than March Madness did. Even the McNeese manager or the St. John's
that was the biggest thing on
Twitter. Shooting
Well,
Well, McNeese guys, or not McNeese, St. John's guys shooting on the ground
oh
whenever
yeah,
they made that
yeah.
three.
Well, the
That was
thing
up there
is,
too.
the tournament was just it wasn't good. That's why this is so big. That's why we're talking about Ashley
Yeah,
Hall right now
we
because
typically
it wasn't a great tournament.
we at least typically have in the last couple of years we've had
A
one
Doug
guy
Edert,
on.
a Jack Golke,
Yeah,
a
we'll have one
player
guy on one team. This year it
just
was
whapping
a
threes.
manager, but this year it
Yeah.
was a manager. Was the player
What does
of the
that
tournament?
say? What does that say about the tournament? Not very good.
Not very good. Not very good. Um,
And don't get me wrong, love me some Amir Khan, but if like I was seeing
that guy
some,
apparently made a lot of money though.
oh yeah, I was just seeing though that, and this is no disrespect to John Fanta because hey, John Fanta needs to go get his views. Like John Fanta realized also this is the biggest story, but I felt a little bit bad for the McNeese players. Nobody knows their name.
Yeah, absolutely
I do
not.
not know a single player on McNeese by name. I know Amir Khan though, and like I kind of feel bad for their players because of that. But then again, it's a water boy. We have to rep the shit out of
Yeah,
Amir
no.
Khan. It's a water boy. We have to rep him so hard right now.
I will
So
say though, seeing the socks and then the cheerleaders having
no,
your
he's
face
sick.
on their shirt
He's
is
so sick.
crazy.
And the socks.
It
His
is
face on the
unfortunate though.
socks. Yeah. Oh
He's gonna
yeah,
go from McNeese where he's literally the shit to
dude.
NC State where
Is
for
he
like
the
the
most?
first
Is he the most notable alumni out of
I have
McNeese?
no idea. But he's gonna go from there to
Oh
NC
my
State
god,
where like the first two
he
weeks
might
he'll like
be.
go around to like the frats and stuff and be like, dude, Amir Khan, dude. And after that first 2 weeks, they're gonna just
Oh
forget he
yeah, he's
exists
getting zoned out until March
immediately.
until March rolls around. Everett. When March
Yeah,
rolls
but
around,
here's the
Everett.
thing.
Oh boy,
It might be one of those
next year
things,
it's gonna
but
build up. It's
it
gonna be
might be one of those
bad.
things where it's just the fact it was McNeese. Like maybe it's gonna be on NC State and you just be like, it's
Oh,
NC State.
this
It's
him
like
being the
like
manager for a team called McNeese really helped.
I think
Really,
that if
really
you like
helped.
took Hawk and you took Hawk off of Houston, it might cause or like if you
Ooh,
took the
oh,
gummy worm guy off of Rice, maybe it's a little bit
better
different.
example. Hawk's star, man. Hawk is. I don't care which university he's representing. Hawk is going to make a name for himself when he's getting that kickoff tee and he does a little somersault like a ninja roll on the ground. I mean, you can't coach that type of stage presence. That type of just lack of better word, that aura. I I mean, it's Hawk has it. He has it. And
It's just more
Amir
of that one of the
Khan,
things
I
like
don't know if Amir Khan has it.
I don't know. I don't know.
I
But
think
it's like
Amir
one of those things
Khan,
where it might just be because it was McNeese. Like if it was NC State,
it's
maybe they don't
hilarious.
care
Don't
as
get me
much.
wrong.
So
I totally agree. But I mean, even last year, DJ Burns qualifies.
yeah, but DJ Burns is a player. Different.
Oh no. I know. I was just slightly going back to just the larger point of how it's
Oh
a
yes.
manager this year. You know,
Yes.
the star players, they come in all shapes and sizes. You got
Dude.
your Doug Edderts, your Jack Golkes hitting the threes,
Your Taco Falls.
you got your Taco Falls. Okay.
Your Carson
you,
Edwards.
yeah, oh, another
Quite literally
small
the
guy.
inverse.
You got your Drew Timmies. Chet can even be included in there. He's an alien. He can even be included in there. Yeah, it would have been so funny if Wemby just played for Kentucky for a year before the NBA. That would have been the funniest shit ever.
You know what? I want to end with this. This is
And
what
then
we're
they
gonna end
get
with, Grant.
bounced first round.
This is what we're gonna end with. All right. I was thinking about this the other day. So at least for me, when I think of college basketball, like the thing that's first thing that comes to my mind, I think college basketball. I think of Duke. Like Duke to me is quintessential college basketball team, right? And I think if you kind of apply the same logic to the college football, you think Bama. Like I think you think Bama. So
yes,
if you were to look at, let's say, Nick Saban Bama and let's say Coach K Duke, okay, which one is like more of a honor to, like, if you're like, dude, Coach K at Duke wants me like to start, or Nick Saban at Bama wants me to start? What is more of an honor? Because that's like,
now
when you think of it, you're thinking of it as the entity of college football or the entity of college basketball. So what is the greater honor?
So so I'm sorry, I'm just hearing loud March Madness in the background. I do not know where that's coming from, but regardless, sorry. There is an answer to this question. I'll have that player's answer in a second, but real quick, just logistically speaking, the answer is Duke. There's only, I don't know, 13 scholarships Duke basketball. There's 85 at Alabama.
But still,
So just by nature,
different.
Duke, like if you're a starter for Duke, that's like as lit as it gets, like as lit as it gets. But there's a person who's answered this question, and I think he actually might be the only human qualified, because this player was so good in both sports. He would have been a star whichever way he decided. But Terrell Pryor has answered this question. He was a 5-star quarterback and 5-star in basketball. He's like one of the only like athletes to have that for basketball. Like, you don't, like, it's hard to be a 5-star in basketball and another sport, just how hard it is to be a 5-star in basketball. Of course, Joe Mauer's the GOAT when it comes to high school athletics. No disrespect on the GOAT, guys.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Don't get us wrong.
Idiot. All right. I'm not a dummy. Okay. But Terrell Pryor's answered this question, and he says to this day, if Coach K offered him to Duke, he would have taken that over Ohio State, and he would have never played college football. So Terrell Pryor's answered that question for us. Fortunately, we do know that answer. It is Duke basketball.
Yeah.
Juju Watkins carted off the court. Ooh, yikes.
Well, on that note, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, raise 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at WaterboyPod. You can follow me and Grant on Twitter at Eversix and at WaterboyGrant. We post new episodes every week on YouTube and all podcast platforms. So make sure to subscribe, turn notifications so every single episode. We also post exclusive content on Instagram and on TikTok. So check us out there as well. And see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.